You had great balance, but suddenly you're wobbly. It can show up in balance poses, or sitting down to put your shoes on, or feeling anxious when a trail is slippery or steep. Balance declines as you age, but you don't have to stay that way, because balance is highly trainable when you know what to do. But it takes more than strengthening just your ankles and your feet. Stay with me and I'll show you how to bring your balance back. Balance isn't just balance. Balance is your independence, your confidence, and your ability to keep doing the things you love. When your balance declines, things feel harder, like going up a steep hill, being on slippery terrain, putting your shoes on, putting your pants on, or carrying groceries. When you start to feel wobbly or less sure-footed, there's a little bit of fear and frustration. There's this nagging question of, is this the beginning of the decline? But it doesn't have to be. Today, I'll explain why balance changes as you age, what your body needs when you start getting those wobbly signals, and how to bring your balance back. Balance is not just strength, it's also information. Your brain is constantly asking your body, where am I in space? What is going on in my environment? And your body answers through your eyes, through your ears, your vestibular system, connective tissue, and especially through your feet. But over time, as we age, our sensory system loses its refinement. Our reaction time slows. You're less stable, especially as muscle mass declines. And then you have this experience of being wobbly or less sure-footed, but your balance is highly trainable through your muscles and your stabilizers, but also through connective tissue, core, and reinvigorating your feet, which are like the antenna and the roots of your body. But before we talk about retraining your balance, let's look at the science behind why this happens, especially as we age. After 30, muscle mass is on the decline, and we lose muscle mass at about 3 to 8% per decade. And we tend to lose fast twitch muscles faster. These are your body's gas pedal, but also your brakes. So your reaction and your acceleration time slows. This is why it's harder to sprint or to kick it into high gear. But this also makes it harder to catch yourself if you trip, fall, or suddenly find yourself off balance. So we lose muscle mass, we lose fast twitch fibers, but we also start to lose our stabilizers, especially in the ankles, around the pelvis, and the deep core. So noticing changes in your balance is actually an early sign of losing strength, and strength that matters before you begin to feel weak. Another way to think of balance is a slow expression of strength. So there's the muscle piece, but then there are your feet. The soles of your feet become less sensitive as you age. So they're giving your brain less information to use for balance and inner stability. You can think of your feet like the antenna or the roots of your body. And as we age, the soles of your feet start to lose sensitivity and dexterity. Being in shoes doesn't help us. It's like wearing mittens on your hands. Over time, as your hands are less used, less stimulated, they would get dull. And the same thing happens with our feet. Less sensitivity in the feet leads to greater instability when walking, and also makes it harder to recover when you lose your balance, stumble, or trip and fall. So the experience of being less sure-footed isn't just a clever saying. Your feet literally lose their sensitivity and their ability to feed information up to the brain. The loss of muscle mass and foot sensitivity is compounded by our modern lifestyle. We tend to be more sedentary, but we also don't do things that ask us to balance or build up the balance structures in our bodies. Looking at screens diminishes our vision. Sitting more allows the deep core to go offline. We walk around shoes and consider it normal, but it's like wearing mittens on your hands. And we tend to walk on flat, even surfaces, which don't ask for all those stabilizers in our feet and our ankles to be agile and nimble like they're intended to be. So it's like our modern life doesn't ask for us to maintain and train our balance. So we have to do it manually. And here's what actually works to bring your balance back. Number 1, strengthen your ankles and your feet. This can be as simple as walking barefoot more often or choosing uneven surfaces. For example, when I go on my morning run, instead of staying on the road, I will get off to the side as much as I can. And there's pebbles, there's rocks, there are pine cones. It's a little uneven, so it asks for more out of my feet and my ankles. Similarly, when I walk the dogs, instead of a paved trail, I will try to be on a dirt trail and preferably one with some rocks and stones. Strengthening ankles and feet can also be toe exercises like what we'll do in the practice video, and ankle stability like when you have the block in between your shins and you're lifting and raising the heels. Principle number 2 is build hip strength. Your hips stabilize your pelvis, and then you're more grounded through the leg bones. The transfer of weight's going to be more consistent into your feet. Your gait will be better, your knees will be steadier, because weak hips, wobbly knees, and an uneven distribution of weight does not help your balance any. Principle number 3 is develop your deep core through your breathing. There have been studies done where functional breathing contributes to ankle stability. That's because when you're breathing properly, it sets up a pressure system in your body, and weight transfers more easily, consistently, gracefully. So you're not gripping or compensating. Balance is calm and receptive because you have generated inner stability through your breathing. Principle number 4 is practice your balance, especially single leg balance work. If you don't use it, you lose it. And balance is always a practice. I get a lot of benefit from linking balance poses together because balance is not about being still. It's about maintaining steadiness even while things are moving. During the practice, you'll get some of my favorites in what I call the balance game. And principle 5 is move slowly. You build strength and awareness in your connective tissue with slow, subtle movements. When clients are struggling with balance, they tend to move fast, and that leads to the movement being jerky, and it further throws them off balance. Instead, move slow enough to maintain your balance, and you can practice that so that it becomes the habit of your body when you need it most. All of these principles are included in the Build Your Balance practice. You'll strengthen your ankles and feet, build your hip strength, train your true core, practice single leg balance poses, and move slowly. If you can't do the whole practice, here are my 5 favorite movements for building better balance. Number 1, tiptoe poses. These strengthen your big toe mound, the connective tissue on your feet, and your ankles and calves. Number 2, ankle circles. These work out tightness in your ankles and your feet and bring back agility. Number 3, heel stomp. This teaches you how to ground through your heels, which is where the leg bones are meant to transfer the weight from your body into your feet. Think of your heels like a boulder bone. You want them to be steady and rock solid, and the heel stomp teaches that. Open tree. This is one of my favorite balance poses, especially when you move in and out slowly and gracefully. Number 5, the balance game. This is where we start to link balance poses. Again, you'll want to move slowly, and this also builds outer hip strength. Remember, balance will decline as you age, but you don't have to stay that way. Balance is an early sign that you're losing strength, and it's highly trainable. And when you build up your balance, you also build trust in your body. You want to train your feet and your ankles, but also your outer hips, your core, and move slowly enough that you're also training your connective tissue and proprioception. Get this in your body and find your favorite exercises by doing the practice video next.